have some incredible wheel-to-wheel racing. So back to you, Casey. And you're joining both Casey and MaranelloBaby here for the commentary of this round.
Thank you, Adil. And ladies and gentlemen, here's our intro. Well, so let's go on an onboard lap of Austria with our host here, Adil, also known as MaranelloBaby, and with the commentary of Third World Prophet.
Welcome F1 fans to another hot lap video as we ride on board with MaranelloBaby at the Red Bull Ring circuit in Austria, a high-speed roller coaster of a track through the lush green Austrian countryside. Now we approach turn 1, which is a very steep uphill braking area where you cannot almost see the apex. You got to run against the sausage curb, tricky not to overshoot it at the exit. Going through the uphill section, flat through the throttle on this long winding run to 2 and 3. Turn 3, a difficult braking area with a nice wide exit. Maranello doing it fantastically through first gear on apex, second gear on exit. Important to get good traction out of 3 into this next DRS straight. Turn 4, 100-meter board, late apex for the right-hander. 4, 5 and 6 is one of the characteristic corners of this track, plunging downhill. Left-hander of 6 requiring a lot of commitment and curb on exit. As you navigate through 7, which spits the car out onto 8 and 9, flat out through the right hand kink of 8. As we approach turn 9, a very fast right hander going downhill, taking as much curb as you can on the exit. 4th gear through turn 10, now on to the main straight of the track as we do a fantastic hot lap around the Red Bull Ring in Austria.
Well, that was a lap. Beautiful lap, I have to say, Adil.
Thanks a lot, Casey.
Tremendous commitment to the corners and nicely using the chicane. So Austria, what do you like to say about this track? Is it your favorite track or?
Oh, nowhere close. I think in 2018, I think with variable ballast, it was a quite interesting track to drive around because you'd probably use much higher rear wing than you would here. Could be wrong. Don't remember setups too well, but I think track limits over here definitely is something to watch out for. So I think the exit of turn 1, the couple of the run into turn 9 and 10, all of these corners are on the limit. You have to use immense amount of curb, and I think that's going to be quite tricky for some of the drivers here today.
Yeah, the first corner, yes, like you said, is we'll see a lot of drivers probably getting a penalty today, right there. Also the trickier corner is, I think, turn 2 as well. With you don't quite, the level of grip there is not as good as the other corners.
I think you're spot on. We can't also forget the nature and the power of DRS around here.
Oh yes.
I think you've got 3 DRS zones in a track with 10 corners. I think is the least number of corners on any Formula 1 track today. So I expect a lot of drivers to be bunched up with minimal overtaking further down the order, probably because the top few will be pulling everyone along. So let's hope everyone can stick with the leaders today, use the power of their DRS, and keep up.
Yes, that is correct. Let's go through the standings and the drivers who will be racing today. So Here are our driver standings and constructors. As you can see, Not So Masoom and Siva Thunder are both on equal points at the top two of the drivers' championship, but RB Ferrero right behind them, just 5 points away. Well, he's quite close. Definitely a threat at the top three. Um, and coming to constructors, McLaren is leading by 3 points. Just behind them is Red Bull with 31 points. Alfa Romeo not really, like, almost there with just 1 point behind them. With these three teams having some of the best drivers in the tier 2, they will have a good battle today. I'm sure about that. What do you have to say about our drivers today? Who do you put your money on, Adil?
I think that's a great point. Tough question, but let's go through the grid on that note.
Yes.
Um, we in the Mercedes, we've got RRL War Vortex, who had a very interesting battle last weekend with the Toro
Hmm.
Rosso. Then we've got Sai Saket in the other Mercedes. In the Ferrari, we have Hitesh 807 and Tanish Ag 02. In the Red Bulls, we've got RB Ferrello, big surprise there, and we've got Thermo as taking the second Red Bull spot. In the Renault, we've got two extremely capable drivers, both of whom actually took part in the recent. I think took part. I definitely Akash took part, but Chris Bhai and Akash Hegde are the two Renault drivers for today. In the Haas, we've got Ace K and Agent 47. In the McLaren, we've got Siva Thunder. The second McLaren seat is actually free for now. Hopefully, we have somebody filling up the spot. We actually have 4 spots open so far.
Okay.
We have
All right.
We have the Racing Point, Siva Thunder. In the Alpha, we've got Not So Masoom, Soham Day 46. And Toro, so we've got Scary Pumpkin. And the Williams, we have Abarpan 3. That's the grid for today. And about who's going to actually do well. Too many people to actually call out, but Chris By, RB, and War Vortex, definitely 3 to look out for.
Alrighty. So are we up? All right. So are we up for quali? Is the lobby up?
Lobby is up. I think we can ready up now.
All right, guys. It's time for quali, and I think we should join them. Let's go.
Sure. Just hold on 1 second. Slight emergency. Yeah.
We'll be back once the technical issues are solved.
So Casey, how was your Austrian Grand Prix this season for
Yeah, it was, I think, one of the best races I've done, because I think I was fourth when I finished the race. It was wet race, I think. I don't quite remember very well, but it was a tough race for me. I lacked consistency before the races before Austrian GP, so it was the race for me to where I started to build up confidence on that track.
definitely it is a track where confidence is key, and I think General Pepe certainly is quite confident around here. He is
Oh yeah.
definitely very OP around this track, and I think he took the win for the Tier 1 race.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah. I think if it's dry, it's, I think, a one stop strategy straight away.
It is full wet for quali today.
Oh. Oh.
Yes,
I think I've jinxed it. All right,
but
I think we can join for quali then.
I am in the session. Quali is go, but small issue though. I believe the lobby may have issues right now. Um,
Mm-hmm. Okay, no problem.
will confirm on that in a bit because I was on please wait and I directly got into the pit after that. I'm just going to confirm with the team. Just I'll be right back.
Sure. Well, this is very common for if I have to be brutally honest. It's the Codemasters. What can we say?
Right. So Casey, are you in the lobby yet?
Okay, so if we're ready, I'll join now.
Yeah, we are already in quali. Please do join. Nobody's on track yet. It's a full wet quali session, guys.
Oof.
But I believe it's a dry race, so we should see an interesting situation with with the setups. Don't forget to hit spectate.
Yes, I just did as soon as you said.
Yeah, I think there was last Singapore where we had a driver miss out on a spot because a
Definitely
certain
they
someone.
don't want to see a streamer race. Oof.
Definitely not. Right.
So I am communicating with online services and I think I'm in. Yo. And we have Tanish, Not So Masoom, RB Ferrero, and a few more, Scary Pumpkin, Silver Thunder, and Chris and Thamo out on the lap.
Yeah.
Like you said, wet quali. So is the race dry or I don't think we'll have the info
I
on that.
believe the race is dry. But let me see if I can confirm that with the team.
Yeah, sure.
The game actually showing me that Tanish is on softs, but I can confirm that he's on full wet tires. But he is very, very close to RB going into turn 1. So he's definitely going to pick up a big slipstream. Not sure if he really needed it though, since he's driving that Ferrari. But let's see. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the other drivers. Who are you on board with right now, Casey?
I'm on board with Tanish. On the wet tires, I think it might be a glitch that you saw soft tires or mediums.
Right.
As we all know, Codemasters.
Work in progress.
Yeah. Alright, people in the comments are screaming for telemetry. Let me turn that on for you peeps.
Tanish has stuck with RB throughout this lap, so I do believe they will have very similar lap times. And
Ooh.
I was wrong. It's 6/10. He's beaten RB by 6/10. Great lap by Tanish. Oh, and there's a spun winner at turn 1.
It's the racing point, yes. I think Vinay is a reserve for today.
I believe so. I believe so. And some good news, we have Vikram joining us. He had a great performance in France, and he may be starting from the back today, but he definitely is a contender to come through the field.
Alright, we are on board with RB Ferrero. I think he's completed his lap.
He has, yeah.
Yes, second place. Tanish is showing some strong performance right out of the box.
I'm on board with Chris Pye coming across the line to complete his lap, and he jumps up to P8. That definitely wasn't a representative lap, given I think it was a 2-minute 3, which is so it was definitely probably had a few incidents along the way.
Probably getting used to the conditions, I think. So, did you get in contact with the drivers about the forecast for the race?
I believe the weather is dynamic, which means it's going to change throughout the entire session. So it's definitely going to be a surprise and a challenge for a lot of drivers today, because I'm not sure if too many of them are experienced with varying variable conditions.
This is going to be a challenge for everybody here on this grid today. I think it's the first race of their season so far. First wet race, I mean. Sorry.
Definitely, I think the weather was changed to dynamic for the main lobby regulations, and Codemasters have really gifted or rewarded them for doing that. So that's definitely. But it's really coming down today. I can barely see the trees in the background going into the last corner.
I have to tell you, I love this track for the location that it is on, the hills of Spielberg. Beautiful scenery here. I've never been there, but I'd like to go.
Definitely. It is a beautiful track. I think I remember watching a few car reviews around this track, and I think this track is awesome no matter what nature of car you're in.
Oh yes, definitely. So Chris Bhai, I think is set a lap. 119.2. Not bad so far.
Yep. And I'm actually in awe about how wet the weather is right now, because there's so much standing water off the racing line, and I believe drivers, if they make a small mistake, they can have a huge kick of oversteer, or they may even.
As just when you said overstay, I think Agent 47 had it at the last corner, comes into the pits.
Kiss of death by the commentator, right?
Oh, last time you cursed one. Please don't say it this time.
I won't. All drivers are going to have a terrible race.
Yeah, that's more like it. So I think RB, no, its partner, teammate, sorry, Thermo is on the lap. He begins his lap now. Let's see what he can do. Into the first corner, brakes a little early, gets a good exit. Saisake in front of him. I hope he gives him space, doesn't occupy the racing line, lets him go past easily. There's traffic ahead. I hope it doesn't interrupt his lap. Braking into the second corner, tricky one, and he goes a little deep, still keeps the car in the control. Onto the third straight, powering through the wet track, and here comes the tricky corner. Downhill, right-hander, sharp left, right. As you can see, there's a dry line in between, and you surely want to keep the car in that to gain maximum traction. Keeps it clean around this corner, enters into the third sector. You want to keep it out of the curbs. It may unsettle the car and spin it. He almost had a kick of oversteer, but he controls it. Going into last two corners, very tricky to keep the traction and the car flowing through here. He's very smooth with the throttle and crosses the line in 12th place. Not bad for first lap, I think, but he has the pace. He can surely do better.
I hope so. He's definitely one of the drivers on the rise.
Oh yes, definitely. He and RB and Tanish. Well,
right.
Last time Scary Pumpkin, I think he had a really bad race, fell down the grid. We'll love to see what he could really do this time. He's third right now, and I hope he has a clean race today.
Let's take a look at some other drivers on a hot lap right now. I think Siva Thunder is on a hot lap. He is in the McLaren today.
The car you drive?
Oh well. Let's
no,
do
he's coming in. He's coming in. He's abandoned the lap.
Don is starting a flying lap though, but he is on 5-lap old tires. Let me let him play. I think he is one of the drivers who did 4 laps on softs in the last race. He wasn't aware that you need to change the tire compounds manually. He thought the game did it for you, but that's definitely not the case here.
And Scary Pumpkin just got a 5-place grid penalty. Did he hit
What
somebody?
happened there?
I have no clue what happened.
It says collision with Agent 47 in the race director, so um, we didn't really catch that, but I think there is a slow-moving Haas on the main straight. Run up to
Oh.
turn 3. Yes.
So that's not good news for Scary Pumpkin.
He's had some pretty bad luck over the last couple of races.
Oh boy. It's even with that 5th place, I hope he can climb back up in the race. Unless the game crashes, I mean the lobby, and we restart. In that case, he will get the place back.
Some good news here. We've got Sentient joining us for the race.
Oh, good.
Sentient's joining us for the race. He, of course, will miss out on quali and start from the back, but it'll be exciting to have him for the main race.
Oh yes. So with him included, it's 18 people today on the grid. So who else is on the lap?
We've got Don stuck in an awkward situation where he's not able to get into the pits because of traffic. He's trying to cut across the track, but he makes it cleanly. Very lucky for him.
Tanish, did they set a lap time on the intermediates, or were they just trying them out?
I believe it certainly looks on my screen like there's some semblance of sun coming through the clouds. So maybe the weather is changing and the tire may cross over to intermediate favorable conditions. Can never say for sure though without the right telemetry and data.
Well, Ace K is on intermediates, and let's see if he can improve. Seems confident on the braking zone of turn 1. Keeps it clean. So far so good. Oh, and Akash has left the session.
While you said that, Not So Masoon had a huge spin coming out of turn 8. Went into the wall and lost his front wing, but manages to stay in the session and not retire the car. He will be pitting for a new front wing and fresh tires for his last run, I'm sure.
He's done a really good lap. 4th place.
I think he was up on his delta actually in the second run, but he did lose the car coming into turn 8.
I think he'll have one more chance to get it back. Let's hope so. He can put a lap together.
Definitely, I think it's a short track around here, so it's easy to get around.
So ASK, is he abandoning his lap? Yes, he comes into the pits on the intermediates. So maybe the tires are not ready, I suppose.
Guess not. Some people found that out the hard way.
Yes.
Chris Bai was smart enough to stay on the wets, and he's 4/10 up on his time.
Great.
He's coming into the last 2 corners now. Keeps it clean through turn 9. Clips the apex on turn 10. Runs a bit onto the curb, which you don't want to do in the rain. And across the line, he goes an 18.8.
That is a good lap.
17.8, and that's a brilliant lap. And
Amazing.
look at the gap from 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 actually.
That's
almost nothing.
yeah. But nobody has still been able to even get closer to Tanish. So he's, I think, the torpedo of today's race.
Definitely, some drivers driving in the rain is I think a true test of stability, and Danish is a very, very stable driver.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, a few key aspects is differences between driving in the rain and the wet in at least this game is, and I'm sure real life too, is that in a lot of corners in the dry you try and chuck it in while kind of dabbing the brakes a little bit to get that extra turn in. In the rain you can't even think of doing that. You have to brake in a straight line. Otherwise you will lose the back end quite easily.
I think yes, you are absolutely correct. The rain will test the best out of you. The car control, I mean, you have to be very nimble on the throttle and the brakes. Very careful with the steering as well. You a little bit of an overdo and you're done. You could be ending up into the wall.
Yep, yep.
So Scary Pumpkin looks like he's on a lap. Let's see what he can do with that 5-place grid penalty. Well, that's unfortunate, but let's see. And
But
he
my
goes
telemetry
deep.
is, and that's a shame because he was 4.5 tenths up on his initial
Oh,
earlier lap.
oh boy, that's a little sad to hear. But let's see if he can extract more out of the last 2 sectors, whatever he can.
He was very nimble into turn 5 over there, or turn 4 rather. He was very nimble into turn 4, and I think that cost him a bit of time. And he's lost a second on his delta. He's from 4.5 tenths up on his lap. He's gone 4 tenths slower than what he was doing. The good thing is he would be able to cross the line to put in another lap.
He has 50% ERS, so, and he's gone out of the deployment, but he'll have, well, he has this one last chance, I think, to get a lap together, and let's go on board with him.
But while we were talking, Dawn29 has gone up to P2 with a brilliant lap of 17.6. Are the track conditions improving?
That is an improvement and a strong showing from what the McLaren can do. I think they are leading the championship right now.
They are by 3 points.
Both the drivers looking strong.
Right. But the Ferrari still up front. I'm pretty happy about that, not gonna lie. Danish has put on a set of intermediates, as has Siva, War Vortex and Sai Saket, so the track is definitely drying up and less standing water lying around.
And Scary Pumpkin, oh, that is a brilliant lap. A 16.6.
Somebody has finally displaced Tanish, but as I say that Tanish is coming into turn 9 right now. His lap is looking extremely solid. I think he's going to go fastest again.
With those intermediates, ooh, let's see.
Bit of a wiggle, and he goes for. Oh, that is close.
That is 2 tenths off, just 2 tenths off. But he technically gets the pole, I think.
He will, yes. Good catch. Scary Pumpkin will have a penalty.
But that is what I was talking about. The pace that
Yeah.
Scary Pumpkin has, I mean, that's brilliant improvement. But even with those 5 plays, he has the pace to challenge for the win today. I think he gets it. At least gets a podium today, because
Definitely.
as soon as he completed his lap after turn 1, he went into the wall. But that's okay, because he's got it in the bag today.
I really hope so, Jeff. But while we were talking, Notsuma Sum actually went off at turn 4 and I think retired from the session there, so he aborted another lap, which would have been a potential improvement. But let's go through the grid. I think all drivers are done, and there's a huge incident between the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso. I believe Scary Pumpkin has had a massive incident with some AI-driven Red Bull. That's a shame.
That's fine, because I mean they've all crossed the line, so no harm done, I suppose.
Was not, but
You
I
never
was
know.
just worried that one of them would get an additional grid penalty.
Oh yeah.
So let's go through the grid for the qualifying in
Yes.
Austrian GP. So we've got Scary Pumpkin in first, but he will drop down the grid 5 positions, I believe. Second, we've got Tanish, incredibly strong throughout the quali session. Never looked back once he set that time of 17.1 and then improved to 16.8. He goes P2, but it'll be a net P1 for him. Then we have RB coming in P3, War Vortex P4 in the Mercedes. So it's a Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes 1, 2, 3. And we've got Renault coming up in fourth with Chris Bhai. Masum, ASK, Don, Siva, Sohamde 46, Thermo, Vinay, Agent 47, Abarpan, and let me just scroll down. Akash Hegde, Hitesh, and Sai Saket. I believe Sentience and one other driver may be joining us. I'm not too sure whom, but we'll figure that out in just a hot second.
Cool. So let's see what the conditions are for the race.
It is dry. I think there was some misinformation earlier. It is dry for the full race, so those times were set, I believe, on dry setups, which isn't too shabby at all.
Amazing. So yes, Sentience is in. So we have all the 18 drivers in.
Right. I'm going to grab a cup of water because I know how stressful Tier 2 races can be on our throats.
Sure.
Just 1 second.
And War Vortex has readied up. 30 more seconds. Oh no, 20 more seconds. And we'll be ready to go. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for the Austrian GP. It's 3, 4, 5 lights out and a little bit of delay, and we are up for the Austrian GP. Great getaway from Tanish, gets it clean. Renault ghost for some reason, and that's Chris Bhai. Oh, and Tanish has dropped down 3 positions.
I think there was lag on Tanish's screen, if I'm not wrong.
There's a huge incident. What has happened? There's somebody, I think a Renault, a McLaren was also taken out.
Yup, that was a shame. Tanish is lagging again behind Scary Pumpkin, and I'm not really sure. Scary Pumpkin is going slowly.
Oh, and he doesn't have damage, so that's a good thing. Tanish is back on P2, and War Vortex in all these incidents gets to P1. Agent 47 here gets a 5-second penalty for collision with Sai Saket. That was a lot of action for lap 1.
Tier 2 never disappoints.
Never disappoints.
I believe Sentience retired from the session, and that's a shame because he had to sit through quali, and it's really bad luck to see him out of the race so quickly.
So War Vortex is now leading. He's pulled out a 1.2 second gap ahead of Tanish. Scary Pumpkin jumps 2 places above, and there's a safety car.
I was waiting for that.
There's more drama. And Siva Thanda, I think he lost his front wing. He collided with Scary Pumpkin, and Scary Pumpkin just disappeared. I think that was a lag, and Siva Thanda has left the session.
There is, I think, definitely, we have definitely, sorry, lost my train of thought there. Since we started on a wet quali, drivers got a free choice of compounds, so let's go through the tire compounds for a few of the people on the grid. So a majority of people have still opted for the soft tires, except for War Vortex, Tanish, and not so Masum. They have opted for the mediums. I believe the strategy here is a simple softs to mediums, and since it's a 50% race, we are going to see some tire conservation happening from these tier 2 racers throughout the race.
And the Red Bull collides with I believe that was Abarpan, and he's lost his front wing. Thermo, okay, yes, it was Thermo. He gets a 5-second penalty as well. Huge shame because yes, and he dives down into the pits. And I think a lot more people have come into the pits. Vikram, Vinay.
Let me see if I can get Siva Thunder back in. I don't believe that is going to be possible.
And Tanish gets a 5-second penalty for collision with Vortex. What is happening today? I thought they'd get penalty on the first corner, but this is entirely different story.
Any minor tap on the safety car tends to be a 5-second penalty, so hopefully he doesn't serve that, because, or if there's no safety car after this, we may be able to get it removed.
I think Tanish is lagging a lot.
Tanish definitely is, yes.
And Siva has still not joined the lobby yet, so
I am still trying to get him back into the session. I am trying to invite him to the lobby, but I don't believe that I have him on.
and he gets another 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. It's getting worse and worse for Tanish. I am not sure if it's the lag that is doing it, or
I believe so. I believe what
it's
happened is that
frustration.
he lagged behind the McLaren, and as a result of that, he got an illegal overtake while taking second place.
This is all playing into the hands of a Vortex, who's taken the lead, and with those penalties for Tanish, it's going to be difficult for him.
Definitely. Hopefully, since all of this was caught on stream, maybe we can get them removed and we can just race for track position and not worry about penalties.
But surely seeing those penalties, it kind of frustrates you too and demotivates in a way on the race like this. So
well, the FIA is favoring the Mercedes and against the Ferrari again, so not too surprised there.
by the way, Hitesh also gets a penalty.
And that's the second Ferrari.
Mafia confirmed.
Yeah, Mercedes FIA.
So if it's a one stop, is it for dry?
It is a one-stop typically, softs to mediums. But that being said, the one-stop does require you to stretch your soft tires a little deep into the race. So I believe that we are going to have to conserve tires here, and I have seen a few punctures in Austria. The safety car is in this lap, so...
Oh, wait a minute. ASK has bunched the field up. Oh no, now they are all coming together again. Also, with those tire compounds, RRL is now starting to bunch the pack up. Hitesh gets another 5 seconds. So safety car is coming in this lap. Vortex will now will have a go at any time.
Danish has had a great start and he's right on the back of Vortex.
Meanwhile, Vinay gets a 5 second.
I do not think Danish is close enough to go for a move into turn 3.
Oh,
but he is.
And there's a fight going on between Scary Pumpkin, Not So Masum, and Soham Day, and they are all 5 people now. Oh, and somebody loses his front wing. It's Soham Day, I think.
That is correct, and Soham Day goes into the back of Scary Pumpkin. Oh, I see what happened there. Scary Pumpkin was given an illegal overtake. He tried to give the position back, but Soham Day did not predict that Scary Pumpkin was going to slow down.
And Dawn goes on the inside, gets the move done on Soham Day. That was clean, I have to say. Good overtake. And he cuts the chicane a lot. Gets a 3 second. I'm sorry. Soham Day is now going to be right on the back of Duan, and the leaders are kind of gone. The 3 second gap between Tanish and Not So Masoom.
Vikram is going for a move on Agent 47, and I think he gets it done. Vikram has chosen to go onto the hard tires after the damage.
Oh, and there's a tough fight going on between Not So Masoom and Vaughn.
We have Siva Thunder back, that's very good news, but he has lost quite a few positions.
Yeah. I hope I can take back control without any issues. And Vikram is right on the back of Sai Saket.
Sorry about that.
And so is Chris Bhai on Thermo.
I'm really interested to know what the thought process was for Vikram to go onto the hard tires. Is he planning to take them all the way? Not too sure.
Could be. He's right on back, right on the gearbox of Sai Saket. Gets a beautiful exit, gets the DRS. DRS wide open, gets the inside line for the next corner. Gets ahead, and that's a clean overtake. Oh wait, he's coming back. Sai Saket with a better compound of tires and faster, obviously, but still got overtaken by Vikram.
Oh, that's a huge. What has Sai Saket done there? That was a huge dive bomb.
And Vikram goes back on the inside, gets it clean. That was a beautiful overtake. Good commitment.
I'm not sure Vikram was too happy with that move from Sai Saket, but gets the position back immediately.
And now he's about to get to Hitesh. Hitesh seems to be slow around this corner.
That line certainly wasn't helping him out though.
I think he was confused by Hitesh's pace around that corner and gets the same beautiful exit out of that same corner, and he's goes right past. Will Hitesh try to get back to him? No, he does not.
Very
Oh,
safe.
and Sai Saket and Agent 40. I think Agent 47 just. I think he might have collided with Sai Saket and took him out wide.
That is a huge amount of damage on Agent 47's Haas.
And that
left end
brings
is missing.
that brings Thermo right behind Sai Saket, who is now going to attack him for sure with medium tires, but this is not working out for Sai Saket right now.
Not at all. It's unfortunate that this happened, but I hope Agent 47 is able to continue with that damage and he doesn't have to pit.
And Scary Pumpkin has caught up to Tanish, and he has DRS. Let's see if he can get it done in this corner.
Goes down
Goes
the
for
inside.
the dive bomb. Clean, lovely overtake. But
And he retains DRS. He retains DRS. That's certainly going to help him defend.
But the Ferrari straight line speed is... Oh, and there's a beautiful defending work from Scary Pumpkin. Gets it done. Vikram meanwhile gets a 3-second penalty again.
It's funny. I'm not sure exactly what the crossover point between softs and mediums are, but it certainly looks like the softs of Scary Pumpkins has a much more grip than the mediums of Tanish.
Not So Masoom has left the session. Do not know why.
Let me try and get him back in.
We have another battle here. Chris Bhai versus Hitesh. Not So Masoom is meanwhile falling down the grid. Oh! Did somebody lagged? I think it was Chris Bhai. Oh, and he's been punted in the air into the wall just before that pit. I hope he does not crawl into the pit there. He may get disqualified.
While we were saying that Tanish has gone around the outside of Scary Pumpkin,
Ooh,
the very next
that.
lap,
Shit.
and they're coming down to turn 4 again. Neither of them have DRS. That's extremely funny, but Tanish maintains the lead going in and the exit of turn 4, so Scary Pumpkin drops back down to P3. Great fighting, guys. This is some great battle and clean.
I think Tanish is getting better exits, but he may have some advantage with the straight line speed, with the setup that he may have used.
I certainly think so too.
Oh, and they still fighting. Not the
But the
corner
better
you
exit-
wanna fight on.
The better exits may be owing to the fact that it's 10 lap old soft tires versus the medium tires.
And he goes in on the inside. Clean. Oh, and Tanish loses
Tanish
his
had-
back end.
Good save, good save.
Still keeps it going.
Tanish will probably be fighting to come back in the very next lap, given the fact he does have the tire advantage.
Oh! What has Scary Pumpkin done here? Oh, he's like we said before the stream even started, not the corner you expect a lot of traction, and we saw that happen.
Rare mistake from such a good driver, but that just shows that F1 is extremely unforgiving, isn't it?
And Chris Bhai is in the pits. I think he's serving a penalty and he is out.
Right, I'm going to jump on board Ace K. I believe he is within half a second of Dawn 29.
He's catching up
And
quickly, yes.
Yep. Going into turn 8. I think the pit wind, we have entered the pit window for the soft runners. It might have been extended slightly because of the safety car, but definitely. And Ace K is going down the inside of Dawn 29 right now.
That was a
Dawn 29
beautiful
run
overtake.
point. Right, who gets DRS?
It's SK.
Awesome racecraft by ASK over there. McLaren
Oh,
goes on
and
the inside.
he dive bombs. A very over optimistic move, I'd say. Did not work out well. Could have taken out SK. You do not want to do that again, especially when the steward is watching.
Certainly not, Casey, certainly not. I think I'm interested to know what has happened with Chris Bhai. He has pitted now onto another set of fresh softs, which is a very interesting decision over there, because I don't think he can make up an entire pit stop's gain by using 2 compound tires, but I think a better choice may have been the hard tires over there.
Well, we have another battle in hand here. Agent 47 versus Shiva Thunder.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, and
what has happened here? Oh my God. I think it was. I'm not sure. I did not catch it, but did you?
I did. Yes, I did. It looks like ASK just lost it on the sausage curb at the exit of turn 1. It's a deadly sausage curb. You just lose all kind of rear grip once you do hit that. But what state are his tires in right now? Is he in a position to carry on, or does he need to pit this lap?
Well, he's now going to get overtaken by RB Ferrero. He's
Maybe
not giving it up. Oh, and well, that's not working out well for ASK.
Yeah, it really isn't. Vikram, however, on his hard tires, let's see how he's doing. Give a slight race update on him. He has made up a significant number of positions, I think 11 positions so far, and he has begun hunting down Not So Masoom on Masoom's old medium tires. So his tires are probably in a slightly better state than Not So Masoom, but the mediums don't wear out that quickly, do they?
They can. Not So Masoom has been behind Soam Day now. Will there be team orders? Not think so. With just 6 races into the season, but he certainly looks like he's on to Soam. Tries to.
I think he'll be desperate to get through because Soham is on 13 lap old soft tires, but that's a testament to Soham's pace as well to keep Not So Masoom behind him, because we both know Not So Masoom is quite an adept driver around here.
That is correct. And Somday goes a little wide. I think confuses Not So Masoom a little bit. I think he's coming in.
Sohamde is sitting.
Oh! Not the. Okay, this. It's quite common, ladies and gentlemen. It's a awkward position to be pitting when you're
I think
on
it's
that
very
spot.
similar to Canada and I think China in that respect.
Oh yes.
Breaking point for the pit lane is completely different on the same corner.
SK is also in.
And a front wing change for Sohamde. So that may explain his understeer through sector 2. It'd be great if we could get that telemetry data. We could get the telemetry data for each race, so we know which drivers have that. I believe our technical team is kind of setting that up. I think Freeman leading that effort. Freeman, a couple of other people as well. Dawn29 has contributed, and our very own Not So Masoom as well.
Yes. Meanwhile, War Vortex is extending his lead slowly and consistently. I have to say, I don't think I've caught up on any mistakes by him. Getting good exits using those medium compounds to stretch them as far as possible.
Scary Pumpkin pits and Tarnish inherits P2 as of now. Vikram also goes up to P4 as a result of Scary Pumpkin and Dawn pitting. Siva Thunder is on 15 lap old soft tires. When is he going to pit? Hopefully it'll be this lap, because I don't think his tires can go much longer.
The more he extends it, he's going to lose pace, but that also means that he'll get fresher mediums than everybody else who have pitted 2 to 3 laps earlier. So it may work out in his hand, but he's got to get out everything out of the soft compound tires. I hope he pits this lap.
Definitely. I think that the soft tires are the C5 compound and the medium tires are the C4. So there's not much difference in terms of compound, but the mediums have way more durability and they don't go off a cliff like the soft compound tires do.
Dwan is on to Agent 47 now. He's closed in. Siva still keeps going. I think he might be waiting for Agent 47 to catch up to make sure Dwan can overtake him. I do not know. Let's see. We'll find out. Could be a team strategy.
Siva Thunder was disconnected for quite a few laps, so he would be on a mission to get back to his natural order.
Sai Saket comes into the pits. Almost gets collected the same way that Dwan would have. But
He
fortunately that did not
starts
happen.
pit lane limit very early, long before the required time, and he starts it at this. He lost out probably about 3 or 4 seconds on the pit lane entry alone, and he's changing his front wing.
Well, we saw a lot of front wings flying around today.
Definitely, I think one thing we are all looking forward to seeing is how many penalties you can serve at once, because I believe Tarnish has 5 seconds. Let me just confirm that. 2 penalties. Yeah, I think he's got 2 5-second penalties. So I'm sure that will he serve 10 seconds together, or can you not do that?
Well, I'm not sure, but Siva finally pits with those medium tires. Let's see what he can do. He's going to have the most freshest tire among the other people in front of him. 3 lap fresher tires, I think.
Right. But meanwhile, we are watching that undercut for Scary Pumpkin on Danish, because he has put on a fresh set of mediums in. will probably be much faster than Tanish at this point of time. Let me just see the difference in pace.
I
Scary
have
Pump.
to also point out that Siva seems to be have lost his right end blade. I don't know how and where, but he'll have a loss of pace because of that.
One thing I've got to say is I'm extremely impressed by Tanish's improvement in pace in the last 3 laps, because he has caught up a second on War Vortex and he's actually keeping pace with Scary Pumpkin on his fresh medium. So Tanish has turned a switch. I think he's recovered from the initial disappointment of the penalties and he is going for it.
Well, it's like Max Verstappen catching up to Charles Leclerc, but in the middle of the race, but not. I know how much it hurts. I know.
Oh well, the stewards here are a little bit different than FIA, so.
And Tanish is in for his pit stop. I think he's going to get an undercut on Raw Vortex, maybe.
But that's a very interesting decision. That means he's committed to taking his soft tires. Oh, he's serving a penalty.
Yeah, he's serving a penalty.
5 seconds it is. Okay, so he's committed to taking his soft tires for 17 laps. That may not be optimal. I think he may have thrown his race away right here.
Could be, yes. Because War Vortex is still he's on 19 not years, I'm sorry, 19 lap old tires. So how far can the medium tires go?
Easily about 21-22 laps.
So in about 2 to 3 laps we'll see War Vortex spitting.
Right, and in Tanish, even though Scary Pumpkin did try the undercut on him and he served the 5-second penalty, he still comes out 3 seconds ahead of Scary Pumpkin. So that second half of the stint by Tanish was extremely strong.
And with Scary Pumpkin on the mediums, I think Tanish is going to get away pretty quickly, and he's already behind RB Ferrero. Saisakid meanwhile gets a 3-second penalty. Oh, almost collects RB. He's going to get the DRS here. Let's see if he's going to go for it.
Let's look at the difference in pace of the exit. Smart by Tanish.
Really well.
RB on the exit,
yes.
And he takes it.
That is excellent sportsmanship and
racecraft. Yes.
Yes, racecraft. I'm sorry, lost the word there.
That's fine.
Oh, there's a penalty for Dwan for crossing the pit lane at not the mentioned speed limit.
But interesting point, Casey. I think Ferrari showing Red Bull how to overtake without pushing other cars off track around Austria.
I have to agree.
That's a great lesson to be learned from this last overtake.
I hope you're watching Christian Horner and Max Verstappen.
One major incident in the race. War Vortex picks up the 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. How much of an effect will this have on Tanish's undercut?
With that 5-second, they've had the equal amount of time in the pit stops. Then, let's see.
Tanish, I think Vikram goes through. Tanish is still behind. I believe he lost time to War Vortex there. Oh god, probably being stuck behind the Red Bull of RB for a bit must have cost him dearly, but here is War Vortex turn to be caught up in traffic. He is coming across the Toro Rosso of Vikram. Lap cars are struggling to get out of the way here.
Even though the lap cars are ghosted, it's quite difficult to spot the braking zone when they are right in the middle of the track. So you definitely want them out of the way when you're. Oh, and Agent 47 is now getting overtaken by RB Ferrero. He loses the back end quite a bit, but he may go for a dive bomb here. No, thinks better of it. Let's RB go. Ooh, and Vikram is now attacking War Vortex, almost well, he gets a 3-second penalty, not almost.
Well, I don't think it was Vikram attacking Vortex as much as Vortex attacking Vikram.
Oh,
So
it's the other way around.
Ferrari of Hitesh actually was ghosted because he was being lapped, and I think that unsettled Vikram slightly and went wide, and Vortex immediately jumped onto that opportunity and sailed through into P1. So great opportunism by Vortex, but he picked up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles.
Meanwhile, Tanish is trying to hunt down Vortex, but with Vikram, was he has he not pitted yet, or will he be pitting?
Vikram?
Yes, with the hard tires.
I doubt he can take his hard tires 36 laps, but I've been proved wrong before, so I would love to be proved wrong again.
Well, I did take them about 25 laps in season 3, but
And what is the state at the end of that?
he's in his state of the tires, the hards.
Yep.
They were 65% I think until the end, but the grip was still there, so I'd say it's possible, but the pace you lose is quite significant.
I feel extremely sad for Tanish right here because he was right on the back of Vikram, probably within a tenth, and about to go for a move into turn 3, and had a huge lag spike which lost him all the time he had gained on Vikram.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but Thermo was coming into the pits, and so he almost got punted by Agent 47, because Agent 47 was not sure if he was going into the pits or well.
Right. Looks like Thermo's front wing is intact, although he also hit the pit wall, I think, on his left. Interesting.
Oh, Tanish. Well, Vikram goes a lot wide onto the grass. Tanish has got him easily with the DRS, and I think he'll have the DRS again. No, he doesn't.
But I just want to talk about how smooth Tanish is on his pad or wheel. I'm not really sure what device he is using. If you guys know, please do leave a comment in the stream below, but I believe Tanish is on a pad, and he's very smooth, which is extremely tough to do.
Is Akash has Akash left the session?
Let me invite him just
No,
to be safe.
he's ghosted, I think. He's blue flagged, I think.
Ah.
By the way, Natsumasum is again onto the back of Soham. They are fighting again, both the team members. I hope they keep it clean, because you don't wanna take out your teammate.
Right. Let's
and
quick penalty.
And I think Soham unsettled his car a bit, and Natsumasum gets him.
I think it was only a matter of time. The alphas are in the perfect position to work together. Masim can use his fresh soft tires to pull Soham along till the crossover point, and Soham they can take over from there.
I can hear your cat cheering from behind.
Well, Sebastian is a great fan.
Wait, hold on. Hitesh is gone wide onto the gravel. Not sure why. That has completely ruined his race for sure. And Tanish is now trying to get away from Vikram. Soham got overtaken by RB, I believe. The battle with Vikram, I think, and other lapped cars, I think it kind of hurt Tanish's race quite a lot. He's now 6.5 seconds behind Vortex.
a quick penalty update for the top two.
Hmm.
War Vortex has two 5-second penalties, one of which I believe he served in the pit lane, and he's got one additional time penalty as well. So I think he's got 8 seconds of penalties pending. Danish has 5. So he got two 5-second penalties, and he's got 2 more warnings. So he's 1 warning away from getting the 3 seconds to get him on equal with War Vortex. So this may be just a battle on track.
So if you mean there's a 3-second, he needs to he needs to be within 3 seconds.
He does, and
yeah.
I don't see that happening because he's on 2 lap older tires than War Vortex, and War Vortex is pulling out slightly. But as we saw in the last stint, Danish is going to come back very, very strong at the end of his stint. It could just be a case of tire overheating on the softs, but let's hope he sorts that out quite soon.
Well, he may also have to recharge his battery quickly with just 30%. Let's see where this battle goes.
So I just took a look at the lap times of the top 2, and I think Danish is right now lapping 0.6 a lap slower than War Vortex, which is a huge amount given the size of this track.
Yes.
And Soham Dey runs very deep into turn 3 and picks up a 3-second time penalty for warnings. But funny, picked that up because he actually lost time over there. Can't really do much.
RB Ferrero is 1 lap older. He has 1 lap older tires than Natsumasum. He's catching him up. He's in the DRS range now. He got the overtake done on Soham, and now let's see if he can get Natsumasum. Natsumasum, I think, is a very good and consistent driver. Let's see.
Interesting point to note, it looks like Natsumasum's management of ERS is actually quite amazing. He's on about 50%, 55% actually, while RB in his efforts to catch him is down on 8%. So that actually may be a huge factor when it comes to overtaking.
That is a good catch. RB is losing a lot of ERS, almost gone for him. If he's in the DRS, I think he should do a lot more saving than Natsumasum to have a chance of overtake by the end of the lap, even by the end of the race, if he because I think top 4 he's 11 seconds ahead of Natsumasum right now.
Yep, definitely. Interesting thing, I want to see if Scary Pumpkin or how quickly this group will catch Vikram, because Vikram certainly looks committed to going to the end on the hard tires, and that would be an insane strategy from him given the damage earlier on.
Danish has lost a lot of time behind. He's now from 6 seconds. He's now down to 9 seconds behind War Vortex, and Vikram is also kind of there in the DRS zones sometimes, and Scary Pumpkin picks up a penalty. Not going great.
Was there a mistake coming from Danish, because he just lost 3 whole seconds?
Yes, that is a lot of time. In the last 3 to 4 laps, yeah, he may have. And Vikram has caught him up quite much. He's now just 0.4 seconds behind him. He has the DRS. Let's see if he goes for it. If he can go for it at turn 2.
Well, if I were Vikram, I would not attack right now, because look at the penalties on Vikram's screen. On Vikram's drive, he's got a 3-second penalty plus another 5-second penalty plus another 3-second penalty plus another 3-second penalty. So that's okay. There's more maths than I can do at the tip of my fingers, but I think that's about like 14 seconds.
I'm gonna have to cut you off because RB Ferrero is now going around the outside of Natsumasum. Gets it done clean. Natsumasum leaves enough space for him. And
Right.
that's how a Red Bull should overtake the hold on,
A Ferrari powered car. And one thing I think we missed while you were
I have left the session for some
so
reason.
have I. I've been kicked from the session as well.
Wait, what just happened?
I do not know what has happened, but I am not in the session anymore.
Me neither. I have no clue.
Uh,
The game seems to be stuck on please wait screen.
I cannot even spectate. It's not going for me.
I think the lobby might have crashed.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to restart the game. Let's see.
Sorry, folks. This is an unprecedented Codemasters outage. We are going to try and get back into the thing as soon as possible. I don't want to leave the lobby because there's a high chance that Casey doesn't tell me you are in this lobby at all.
The game was stuck, so I'll have to restart. I think it was stuck on the please wait screen. I'll quickly
Sure.
restart and see if it works. Well, this is very unfortunate. I'm sorry, viewers. We'll get back as quickly as possible.
I think I may have to leave and rejoin the lobby. I'm going to wait for you to get in before I do that.
Yes, sure.
And then I can restart my game quickly. Sorry, viewers. This is Codemasters. I think we're going to add that this is Sparta meme and just make that Codemasters instead. It throws you off a cliff, doesn't it?
It does. We're enjoying the battle there, but
Right.
okay, I'm in the lobby. I don't think I'm able to spectate.
It's not loading the spectate, is it?
We have 4 spectators.
Actually, wait here. I'm going to try and kick a few of these people. I'm going to kick Sentience, for example. And let's try and ready up now. Yep, it's dead. It's dead. Just can you invite me back, please? I'm going to try and leave and rejoin.
Yep.
Could be an issue with me since I'm the host. So.
I think it's Abarpan now as host. This is frustrating. Codemasters.
Yes, now I should be able to spectate. No, I am not.
Nope, it's not letting me. Not even reading up, not spectating.
Hold on, let me discuss this with what to do with the other admins and I'll just be right back.
Yes, sure.
Hello, Casey. I just got back. It looks like we're gonna have to end the stream. Yeah.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
That's a
Um,
huge shame, guys. I am so sorry about
we are really,
about
really sorry about that.
definitely isn't what was expected from any one of us, and we will bring you the results on the Twitter stream. So please do stay posted, and yeah, we'll figure this out.
Thank you for staying with us. Really sorry about that. That's it from us today.
Yeah.